Hey, Brush Monkeys, welcome back. This week, last week we took a look at the new Realm of Chaos, Wrath and Rapture box set, which I've got the little booklet for here. This week we're taking a look at kind of the history of the Realm of Chaos in Warhammer and Warhammer 40k. Realm of Chaos actually started way back in the late 80s, early 90s. They came out with 2 books, and I'll get to those in a minute. But first I want to take a look at this booklet, which has a little bit of an introduction to the Realm of Chaos, and then it gets into the history. It goes into a little bit of the fluff behind what they call the Great Game, which is the struggle for dominance that all the different Chaos gods are undergoing. And then it gets right into Khorne, the Blood God, and the different units in the Blood God's army, and then it gets into some pictures of Khorne demons. These are the ones that came with the box set, so you can kind of get an idea how you want to paint them. And then you get into Slaanesh, who's the god of pleasure, and the units in Slaanesh's army, and again some pictures of Slaanesh. Now the thing that gets me about this is the demonettes. Well, first of all of Slaanesh's army here is kind of painted in the same sort of purplish gray color scheme, which looks nice enough on here. The demonettes, though, a few months ago or so, I think I saw a post on the Massive Voodoo website, and shout out to those guys because they make some fantastic video tutorials. They make some fantastic videos. They've got just an amazing talent roster of artists working for them, but they teach classes all over the world too. And one of the classes they taught was using the demonettes as their painting figures. Everybody in class got a demonette and they painted them however they wanted and learned the techniques that way. And what ended up happening was everybody painted their demonettes a different color. So there's just this riot of colors. There's greens and purples and yellow and red and blue and pink and everything. And it was so much more vibrant and interesting than this kind of grayish purple color scheme. So I decided what I wanted to do was take a look back at, I thought I remembered the demonettes being different colors in the old Realm of Chaos books. And by Realm of Chaos book, I mean this puppy right here, The Slaves to Darkness. This is the first Realm of Chaos book that came out. This came out way back in the, like I said, the late 80s, early 90s. Let me see when it was actually published. Got a publishing date in here. Bear with me. Almost got it. 1988 is when the copyright was on this. I thought it came out a little bit later than that, but this came out for Warhammer Fantasy Battle 3rd edition, which is also when the Rogue Trader Warhammer 40k 1st edition came out. And this thing got me to switch from Orcs and Goblins, which is what I was playing in Warhammer Fantasy Battle at the time, to putting together a Khorne warband. And this essentially covers the same thing that this little booklet covers. And there's a little bit of a scale discrepancy there, don't you think? This covers Khorne and Slaanesh. The next book covers the next book is Realm of Chaos Lost in the Damned, and this covered Nurgle and Tzeentch. And it's even more massive than the first one. Like, they're just ridiculously thick books. But these things are so beautiful. I don't think Games Workshop has come up with anything since then, because look at these illustrations all in the borders, and there's information about it, and demonic abilities, and stuff about the names, and the fiends, and the weapons, and how to become demon princes, and different chaos weapons. And these things are just ridiculously lavishly illustrated. There's even a little bit of fluff at the start of each chapter, the story about these 2 guys who undergo this path of chaos, and how one of them becomes a demon prince and the other one falls and becomes chaos spawn, and all this kind of thing about different chaos attributes. These things were fantastic because you could roll on this chart and find out what kind of attributes your character had, whether they were, had cloven hooves or cloven hooves, or they were strong, or they had a silly voice or short legs. Some of them were beneficial, some of them weren't, and if you got too many of the bad ones, you ended up becoming a Chaos Spawn. You got too many of the good ones, you become a Demon Prince. And there was just a ton of options for customization of your miniatures with this. Like, you could really convert the hell out of your figures following this chart. It's just amazing stuff. And there's just beautiful, beautiful illustrations of the miniatures. And here you get into Slaanesh, you can see that the Seekers, that's what the Seekers of Slaanesh look like back then. They're quite a bit smaller and quite a bit more colorful. This is what the Fiends look like. And they're also quite a bit smaller and more colorful than the plain old purple and gray color scheme. And you get back here to the Slaanesh figures. Let me find them. Unless I already passed them. That's entirely possible. There we go. Well, it's 40K. Give me a second. I guess I could have rehearsed this a little better. There we go. The Demonettes are all different colors. You can see they're kind of skin toned. They're pink. There's paler ones. There's kind of almost dead looking ones here. And the Seekers, again, different colors than the purplish gray color scheme. And they're so much more vibrant and more colorful back then. Like, even the Chaos Warriors are just a riot of colors. And so I think when I go to paint the Demonettes, or the entire Slaaneshi side of the army, I'm going to try to paint I'm going to do a combination of the two. I'm going to try to respect the current meta of the purple and gray color schemes, and probably paint the Fiends and the Seekers that way, and all the Demonettes I'm going to paint different colors to pay homage to these original Warhammer drawings and figures and artwork. And this is just a fantastic, fantastic book. Now, to get into like the history of it, I've got some of the old figures and some of the newer ones here. So what I've got here is one of the original Fiends. Let me get that in front of the camera here. This is one of the original Slaanesh, Fiends of Slaanesh. And you can see he's kind of small, but he's kind of mean looking, sort of looks like a scorpion. And then this big boy is the current Fiend of Slaanesh that came with the Realm of Chaos, Wrath, and Rapture box set. Quite a bit bigger. Like, Games Workshop is seriously going to tell us there's no such thing as scale creep, right? This thing is just enormous. It's like 3 times the size of the original. So that's that. And then the other big change was these little guys, these Bloodletters. This is one of the original Bloodletters back in the day. And you can see he's got like this really severely arched back, and he's really skinny. He kind of looks like an angry cat with his back up like that. And then his sword's kind of tiny. And then between that one and the new one, they underwent this bizarre step. And I've got here the Citadel Miniatures 2000 Annual, which is the catalog for Citadel Miniatures. And on page 272 is the Bloodletters. And these are what most people refer to as the bodybuilder Bloodletters. Because, I don't know if you can see that, these guys are like ridiculously buff, and they look like Bloodletters that have been hitting the gym. They're all standing on their hind legs, they're all ridiculously muscular. Big crazy horns on these guys. And then recently they've gone to, the most recent Bloodletters are these guys, and they're kind of a good combination of the two. Like, he's muscular and kind of ripped, but he's not like ridiculously built. He's skinny, but he doesn't look like an angry cat, and it kind of pays homage to the origin of them while still making them look menacing and kind of a threatening demonic creature. Now, the part where the scale creep comes in on these guys, they're really about the same size as far as the demon itself is concerned. One of them stands up a little straighter than the other ones, probably have less lower back problems. But the scale creep comes in with the sword. Like, this is the Bloodletter's sword back in the day. This is their sword now. It's almost twice the length of it. Like the blade alone is longer than the entire sword on there. So that's, like I said, a little bit of scale creep. But that's a little bit of the history of Realm of Chaos. And this was the original book back in the day, and this thing was amazing. I still love this. I almost wore it out because I played it all the time. And they have yet to match anything like this. This thing, just by itself, this is the rules for Chaos, okay? And this covers Warhammer Fantasy Battle and Warhammer 40k, or what was Rogue Trader at the time. This big puppy is only a little bit thinner than the current 8th edition Warhammer 40k rulebook. Like you see that, they're both hardback, but it's only a little bit thinner than the entire rulebook for Warhammer 40k. So that's, their books have gotten smaller, their miniatures have gotten much bigger. I kind of wish I'd been painting miniatures for the crossover, where the rulebook got thicker, and you think where the rulebook's getting thinner and the miniatures are getting bigger, someplace they would have reached a state of equilibrium, and that's probably the ideal. But that's where we're at now. So the next couple of months, as you can see, I've got these figures assembled. I'm going to take a closer look at the assembled figures, and they're primed black now. I'm going to Zenithal prime them all, and then I'll start in a series of videos of painting all them. And that's the Realm of Chaos series that's going to be going on for a little bit, and that should take us into October, and then I got something special planned for October you're going to dig. So thanks for watching my video, and I will see you guys later. Thanks a lot. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom from Flying Monkey Studios here. If you like what you see, click like down below. If you want to be notified when new videos are posted, click on subscribe. Leave a comment below on what you want to see on future videos. And be sure to visit our Patreon site, our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook pages. The links are all in the video description below. I'll see you later. Thanks a lot. Bye.